Hello everybody, it's Sukasa. Welcome back to my Minecraft 1.5 Let's Play of Feed the Beast Unleashed. So, I've had enough distractions, and I've climbed myself up out of the hole in the ground and made it back to the lair. And let's check out the haul. Pretty good if I do say so myself. Pretty nice little haul there. 18 gold! Oh yeah. Pretty much a little bit of everything but diamond. So, still gonna need some of that. Well, came out with some iron ingots, some tin, that was nice, and finding all of this, a silk touch book and a chest piece, man, really glad I found that spawner, some really good stuff. Even got a few claws out of it, which very soon I'll show you what I'll be doing with them. But yeah, I'm gonna get to cleaning this up, smelting some of it down, just what I need. I'm not going to smelt all of it because, like I've said, your regular old furnace is only going to give you half of the output. One of the mod machines, like the pulverizer or the smeltery or even a macerator, you need to get those up and going before you start doing a lot of smelting. So I'm going to smelt just the bare minimums of what I need, start getting those built, and I'll be right back as soon as that's done. Alright, we're back, and I've cleaned up my inventory, and I took a look at what I still needed, and it wasn't much. Just the 9 gold ingots I had to smelt up, and that was it. So, here, if my math is correct, is all the materials on this top row is what you will need to make these first few engines and machines that I'm going to get built up. So really not all that much in material cost. Not really. The only thing of any rarity here is just the gold, and thankfully that was not much of an issue at all to find. So, results may vary. I've had gold be quite a pain in the past to get, so I was very happy about that. So I'm going to grab these out here. And I think I might need these other 6 ingots for some tools and things that will go with these machines, but these are what I will need just to make the machines themselves. So, keep that in mind if you're going on a bare bones here. You might need a few more than 21 iron. Alright, so what is the first thing we should do here? Well, I'm going to, I think, put them, let's see, if this is going to be my storage room for chests, I couldn't, well, not right now, but once I get the stuff to, I will be able to put some pretty spiffy chests in here, and then through this wall, back behind it, kind of hiding it, I will put some pipes to pipe things from the furnaces and chests into my storage stuff over there. So this looks like a really good wall to build on. So I'm going to do that. And over here I will put, for right now, my the engines that will power the machines. So I think the first things we will need here then is let's get the power pipes that will carry the power from the engines to the machines. Those are pretty simple here. Whoops, open up. There we go. Alright, so we will need some wood transport pipes, which is just 2 pieces of wood and a piece of glass in the middle. Wooden transport pipe. Gives you 8, which is a pretty good yield, and I'm also going to need some golden ones, and I'll explain that here in a sec. Whoops, not wood, gold, and glass. There we go. That gives us 8 golden transport pipes. Nice. Alright, so these are the transport pipes that will transport materials. They will transport anything like ingots or what have you from one chest to another, from a powered furnace to a chest, or whatever you want them to do. Now, we don't want these to transport items, though. We want them to transport electricity, energy. In this case, megajoules, or Minecraft joules. So to do that, we need to upgrade them to conductive pipes. And we do that simply by adding redstone to them, and we get conductive pipes that will pipe out 256 megajoules per tick, or Minecraft joules, sorry. Megajoules is the real life term. So yeah, I think we just want all of those, so I'm just going to shift click that out. Alright, and because we also need 3 of the wooden ones turned into wooden conductive pipes. And you can see that has a lot less MJ per tick. But that is okay, and I will tell you in a second why we're going to do that. Alright, gold is pretty good in the quality. You could make these out of most things, but really, you're going to want them made out of gold because of how high grade that is. There are, of course, higher grade things, but we don't have the mats for that just yet. Alright, so the next thing we will need then is the engines themselves. And I think we're going to just go with some pretty basic, easy to get hobbyist steam engines. And here is the recipe. are right here. Pretty simple stuff, just some gold nuggets, a piece of glass, a vanilla piston, and how I'm doing that is just mouse over and push R, and then if you want to back up one without having to redo everything, just hit backspace, and it backs you back to whatever you were looking at right before. So yeah, just a regular old piston and some gold-plated gears, which are gold nuggets around a stone gear, and the stone gear is a wooden gear surrounded by cobblestone, and wooden gear is just 4 sticks. So a little convoluted, but not too bad. 4 sticks, combine that, 4 stone, combine that, 4 gold nuggets. So that's that. Let's get making it. Just taking the sticks, and we need 2 of those golden gears, so I'm making 2 of them here. And just combine that with stone around them. And that gives us our stone gears. And let's go ahead and pull out, I think, 2 ingots worth of nuggets. Alright. And then put them like so. And that gives us our gold-plated gears. Nice. Alright. And we need to make a piston, which is just a vanilla old piston, with stone, a ingot of iron, and a redstone dust with wood on the top. Alright. Combine that, the piece of glass, the 3 gold nuggets, and these 2. Nice. That gives us our first engine. But we're not going to stop there. We're actually going to make 3 of them. So we're going to need 4 of these wood gears, 4 stone. Just not functioning well today. I apologize. I'm so tired. I don't know why. I slept so much last night. And I had the weirdest freaking dream ever. I'll fill you guys in on that one in a sec. Alright, so that gives us our 4 gold plates. I'll split the different... Oops, nope, I forgot. We need pistons. We need 2 more pistons. And I need that stone. That's where I love the frickin' clipboard. It's not shooting my stuff out. Alright, now, of course it would do that. Give me those back. Just lock you for right now. Lock. Thank you. So anyway, yeah, I had a crazy dream last night that, so weird. It involved Ricky Gervais and, what's that other comedian he's always with? Really tall, skinny guy with glasses. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, those 2 guys and like a crap ton of other people were sitting at this like table, like this dinner table. It was like the longest table I've ever seen because it wasn't an actual table. It was actually a grocery aisle at like a supermarket, like a really long aisle, but it was a table. Really weird. And I'm sitting there getting interrupted by a zombie. No, I'm getting interrupted by a zombie. Stupid zombie. Get out of here! I'm trying to tell a story about Ricky Gervais. God damn it! Get out! So anyway, I was sitting at this really long table, and talking to Ricky Gervais and the others, the skinny guy, I can't remember his name, but and Ricky Gervais turns to me and he says the weirdest sentence I have ever heard in my life. He says, "I wonder how many gallons of gasoline you can fit into a baseball mitt." And I woke up shortly after that, and I was like, oh my god, I've got to remember that. That is just the weirdest freaking dream. And of course, it makes no sense, because Ricky Gervais is British, so he wouldn't have said how many gallons of gasoline fit into a baseball mitt. He would have said, you know, like how many liters of petrol fit into a... I don't even know. They don't play baseball over there, so... I don't know, like, I can't think of any other equivalent. Anyway, yeah, weird dream. Anyway, enough of that. We've got our 3 hobbyist steam engines now. So, we can start laying these down. We're going to pick that off right quick here. And, let's burrow out a spot for my pipes. Crap. I don't know how far back I want to go here. Let me think about this. So, let's put 1, 2, we empty and put 2 machines here. That will be a surprise. And then I need the what goes there? Another empty slot. I think, well, god dang, I might just have to move it later. Let me think about this. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. And so, have you guys done the math? I know I have. I'm thinking it's 0.5 of a gallon that will fit into that baseball glove. I keyed. On that, I don't know. But I do know how I'm going to set this up now. So, I've dug out 8 slots here because I've got 8 conductive golden pipe. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's go ahead and lay that down here. And it gives me just enough to set my machines up along this wall and the engines to power them over here. So let's do that. We're going to need the wooden conductive pipe that we made, and the reason for that is because this golden conductive pipe and most other types of pipe will connect to themselves. So if I were to, I'm going to place my 3 engines here, here, and here. If I were to place a golden pipe here and a golden pipe here, they would connect up here, and that would be no bueno. Nope. We don't want those two to connect, because then it would cause a power loop and all sorts of problems. So that's why we made the wooden pipes. So we need 1 wooden pipe for each engine. See, that's a Y. And then let's place the engines on these, like that. And uh-oh, what happened? No worries, we can fix that. The easiest way I know of is we need to make a Bilcroft wrench. So let's see what that is. W-R-E-N, and boom. These are all the different wrenches, each one coming from a different mod and having uses on different machines, but the one we're looking for is this one right here, the kind of blackish gray one. So hit R and see that recipe. Pretty easy. It's just 3 iron ingots and another stone gear, which is, as we saw earlier, a wood gear wrapped around some cobblestone and some iron. Alright, so we got that stone gear made. Put the iron like so, and voila, a wrench. And then we just take the wrench, right click this thing, and boom. And hit that, and it's unclogged and should work perfectly now. Let's just grab the other engine, and we'll have to do the same. Smack it with the right click, and smack the pipe there to open that up. And boom, we got our engine set up. Let's we need to put some more light in here. There we go. It's a little dark. We'll have to work on that lighting situation later, but okay. So we've got our 3 engines. We do need a way to turn them on. They require a redstone signal, so I'm going to make up a just a couple of simple old levers, one for each one to turn it on and off. And I'll put them. Actually, they stack, don't they? Derp. And we'll put them right above it. So, like so. Excellent. So, now we've got our engine generation. We need something that gets powered by these things, and that is going to go here. And the items we need, I'm going to leave 2 empty slots here for 2 machines in the future. And then I think I will put... actually, I think I'll put a chest right here. We need a chest for it to output, and the powered furnace here, and then the pulverizer goes here. So, let's see, how do we make those? Well, a powered furnace is right here. Let's hit R, and we see that this is going to require those 2 bricks I made, so, 2 of those copper ingots, a piece of redstone, and these funny things. What are these? Well, this is something you're going to be making a lot of. This machine frame and redstone reception coil is used in a lot of recipes. And if we hit R here, we see it is a piece of gold wrapped around some glass and iron ingots. There's my flint. I'm going to need that in a second too. So let's make the make this machine frame like so. Put a piece of gold in the middle, and that gives us the machine frame. Nice. And the other thing we needed was the redstone reception coil, which is just a gold in the middle with 2 redstone in a diagonal. Pretty simple, easy to remember recipe. And again, you will be making lots of these too. So, combine those with the 2 coppers, 2 bricks, and a redstone. Easy peasy. 2 coppers, 2 them, 1 of those, the machine frame in the middle, and the redstone gives us a powered furnace. Hey, yeah. So let's put that right here, I think. Voila. And we can tell it's ready to go with the the input and output sides. These colored things on each side means that you can either input or output to these sides. The front of it here cannot do anything. That just, well, it looks like a furnace kind of. That just means that's the front of it. So we're going to set these up in just a sec, but first we need to make the other machine, the pulverizer. And that is in here with a piston, which is regular old piston, vanilla piston, the machine frame, another one of those, and yet another redstone reception coil. See what I tell you, we're going to use a lot of them. So let's make those and combine them with the flint and the copper. Alright, I'm back. I made the materials. I need the piston, a machine frame, the redstone reception coil, 2 pieces of copper, and the 2 pieces of flint, and voila, we get the pulverizer. One of my favoriteest machines. And let's place it right down next to the powered furnace. Sweet. So that's the front of it there, and we've got our sides set up right here. Actually, no, they're not set up right, and we need to remedy that. Move this. Okay, so how do we fix these things so they're inputting and outputting and all the puttings are put right? Well, let's just click on the machine. You can see we got the pulverizer in here, and we've got many different windows and things. There's a tutorial here you can read a little bit about. It doesn't actually tell you much. And information tells you what the machine does. It smashes things into other things, useful for processing ores or converting items, typically not reversible. So this is what we'll be putting our ores into, and it will be giving us double the output. And if you click the arrow here, you can see the recipes of what pulverizes into what, and all of that good stuff. And you can see, once we get past the other stuff, there we go, to the ores. Iron, gravel, iron, gold ore, all these things in here, they pulverize out into 2 pulverized copper. 1 copper ore gives you 2 pulverized copper, which then smelts into 2 ingots. And this is one of the coolest things about the pulverizer, though. You get a % chance of getting, for most ores, getting a separate ore. So copper, for example, gives you a 10% chance of getting pulverized gold each time. So that's really cool. 1 in 10 copper ore gives you a gold ore, as well as doubling your ingot output. So the pulverizer is an awesome, awesome machine. One of my favorites. That's why I love getting it set up early on. So once we put in the blue part right here, blue is always input, and red and yellow are for output. Once we put the ore in here into the blue slot, it will process, and then the ores will get spit out over here, or the processed ores, I should say. And the bottom one down here is where any of those 10% chance of extra goodies will show up. But the way it's set up by default, it means whatever side of it is red is where this box will get sent to, and whichever one's yellow is where the bottom one will get sent to. That's no good. We don't want it to do that. We want both of these to get spit out to the same direction, which is into the furnace to be cooked. So if you hit the cog wheel here, we can see the configuration of it. This is the top, the bottom, the left side, the right side, and the back. And the front, of course, can't do anything. So we need to set this up by left-clicking it to close off the right side. We want to set the top to input with blue, and close the bottom off and close the back off. Alright, so what we wanted to do is spit out to the left into the powered furnace, so we need to change that from the blue input to not the red output. That will work. That will send our pulverized stuff out into the powered furnace, but the extra goodies won't go anywhere. So we need to click it one more time, and that will, again, only send the bottom extra goodies out and not the rest of it. So, final time, and both are orange. That's what you want it to be set to, orange. So that way both the extra goodies and the main bit get sent out to the left into the furnace. So now that that's configured right, let's configure the powered furnace in here. It's much the same interface. You've got the blue input here, the output there. There's no extra goodies from the powered furnace. This will just take your dusts and process it into ingots. So let's close off or not close off. We need to set the right side, which is where it's going to be coming from, to an input. Let's turn the back off and turn the bottom off. And we want to turn the left side over here to orange output. So anything it smelts is going to be sent out over here, and that's where we're going to put a chest. So make a chest here. God, I love those functionality buttons on the clipboard. So useful. Make so many chests with these mods. Alright, so now anything that gets smelted here automatically goes out to the left, which is going to go into that chest. A couple of other things worthy of noting in here is the power usage is what this top bit is, the blue part. It will show you it can hold a maximum of 2 megajoules, how much energy has got stored in its internal buffer. This line right here is its internal buffer. It can hold up to 2400 MJ at a time, which is pretty useful for if your engines aren't turned on. You don't necessarily have to turn them on if you just want to cook a few things like 8 pieces of steak or chicken or something. It's not going to require a lot of energy, and you can just quickly cook those up without having to flip your engines on if it's got this internal buffer filled up. Pretty useful. That tells you how much is stored in it, and its power usage is how much it's using, how much is being drawn down as it's working, with a maximum of 2. And the pulverizer here has also got its own internal buffer, except it's twice as large with that 4800. That's because pulverizing materials takes a lot more energy than just smelting them, as you could imagine. And it can work at a maximum power output of 4. So, yep, that's how that works. You can also configure the redstone control in here to require a signal to work. So you could put a lever or a redstone torch or something here to configure that. We don't want to mess with that right now, though. So that's the basics of the machines, how you construct them, and how I'm going to lay them out for right now, at least. All that is left is show you how the engines work. The engines, by right-clicking on them here, you can see it's got many different things that can look very confusing at first. Don't worry. Let me explain this to you real quick. So it's a steam engine, so it requires, like most steam engines, coal. You put the coal in here underneath a little fire thing, just like you would a normal furnace. And once you do that, we also are going to need to put into the bucket slot over here water, because it requires water, like a steam engine. You got to have, heat to heat up the water to turn it into steam. So, derp. So it holds 4,000 units of water. I believe each bucket is 1,000. So we're gonna need to go out and get us some water. So I'm gonna have to take some extra pieces of iron here, make us up a bucket, and I will be right back with some water. Alright, and I'm back. I went ahead and made 2 buckets of water to carry out here. And I'm going to put a little endless pool in here. And for reasons that will soon be made apparent, I've made an extra one, so I have 2 buckets. We'll see in just a sec. So I'm going to make a standard old infinite water source, just like vanilla. Pour 1 bucket in here, the other bucket right there, and voila, infinite water. I'm going to fill, actually I'm going to fill both of these up. It's going to be a little bit of a pain at first. I have to manually fill these up. And you just walk up to it and right-click it. Or alternatively, you could, I suppose, if you don't have the bucket selected, you could open up the thing and see, yep, it's 1,000 per bucket, and you could just drop the bucket in there, and it fills the water and gives your bucket back. I don't know why you'd want to do that. It's an extra step that's superfluous, in my opinion. Just hold the bucket in your hand and right-click the thing. So I'm going to finish filling these up, and I'll be right back. Alright, so after many trips back and forth, filling these machines up with buckets of water, and after questioning my own sanity for my placement of the water source so far away, we have got our steam engines filled up with water all the way, all 3 of them. Now, the final bit, we need to get some coal and start these engines up. Now, coal is your best bet for these things. They're very coal efficient, that's for sure. Way better than a regular furnace. So let's drop them in here. There we go. And you flip the switch, and they start to work. And it eats your coal, and it starts to generate heat. And that's what this bar right here represents. So they're filling up with heat. And as this bar climbs up, it's going to start heating up the water, and the water's going to start to go down, and steam is going to start to be generated. Steam, there it goes, right there. It will start to be generated, and as that happens, you see the machines start to move. The blue means that they are cool, and they're not warmed up yet. Once they get warmed up, that blue is going to turn to green. That means they're running at full power. The little aqua-colored things that are shooting through the pipes is the energy itself. So you can see the energy is getting shot out and sent over here to the powered furnace, which is filling up with its internal buffer, and so is the pulverizer. Nice. So the steam has gotten up to about halfway, and that's pretty much where it chills. The steam, or rather the heat, though, will go all the way up to, I believe, 400, 450. I forget the exact number, but the heat goes all the way up, and the steam stays at about half, but your water will drop down. Now, this could become a problem because if the heat is all the way up and your engine has run all the way out of water, and it's still very, very hot, if you go and go, oh crap, I'm out of water, and you have to run over here and you get a bucket of water, and then you come back with your bucket of water, and while it's still extremely hot, if it's at full heat temperature, and there's zero water in there, and you go to put your water in, it will explode. Do not do that. You'll have to shut it off and let it cool down a bit before you put water in it, if it fully runs out. So, there is a way around that, and we're going to talk about that here in just a sec. Let me just put some water in there. You see it fills it back up, but it starts to drain again. So, it could be a little bit of a pain at first trying to keep these filled up. But there is another machine that we can build to fix that. And the one last piece of the interface in here is this bar. This is the steam engine's internal buffer. So as you can see, it is generating more energy than it can shoot out. It's generating about 1.6 per tick, and so that's 1.6 times 3, and that means we are gaining about 4.8, which is not quite enough actually to fill these up, because as we saw earlier, this one runs at 4 and this one runs at 2, so we're like, what, 1.2 off from being full. So if I had a fourth one, then we would be getting total power to these things. There we go, starting to get up to full efficiency. They're running in green mode now, and they're filling up with a lot of power. Good, they're about filled up. That means it is time to start dumping our ores in. Let's go ahead and start off with copper. Don't want to waste this energy, so I'm going to send that on through. Now, it could be, again, a bit of a pain, because you can see we have all of these ores to smelt, and putting them in one at a time, that's no good. So we need to make a what used to be called a hopper, but since the vanilla devs at Mojang decided to straight rip the hell off the mods with the 1.5 patch, and they added their own hopper and all these functionalities, they have had to change the name of this mod item to a chute. There we are. The chute is, I'm actually going to need a bit more iron for this. 5 ingots with a chest and a stone gear, so I'm going to make one of them up. Okay, so we've got our chest, our stone gear. I went and grabbed a couple more of those 6 extra ingots I had set aside. And there we go. Stick that on there. And stick it on a blue side, so the blue is input. And what that will do is, actually I want to switch these around and have the copper not go just yet. What we'll do here is you can put 4 squares worth in here, so let's put the iron in. That's going to start automatically filtering down into the pulverizer. And let's go ahead and stick the copper in there, and 10, that'll be useful, and let's see, gold, I'll need some of that, and yeah, why not put the silver in there too. Okay, and it's going to start taking these, I believe in this order, from left to right, and that one at the bottom. It should be noted you do not want to smelt your aluminum ore in this fashion. Do not do that. The aluminum is used in the Tinker's Construct smeltery, which we will get to very soon. That smeltery will give you double output. This will not. This will only give you single output. Do not do that. Save your aluminum. Okay? So anyway, though, we can see that, good, what happened to... Oh, good, it already did it. Okay. So yeah, we got 2 gold ingots just out of that copper that it pulverized, and it only, like, pulverized half the copper we had, and we got 2 gold out of it. That's pretty awesome. I really love that. So you can also see we got a pulverized ferrous metal that came out of the iron, and those are sending over here, and they're cooking and sending off to this chest. That's pretty neat, but our water is steadily dropping in these things. So we need to deal with that. And how we can automate this is with something called an aqueous accumulator. So let's oops, keep hitting the enter for some reason. Aqueous accumulator, right here. And if we hit R, we can see that it will require a bucket. That's why I made 2 buckets. It'll take another machine frame, same as the other machines used, and 2 pieces of glass, 2 tin ingots, and this thing called a pneumatic servo. The pneumatic servo is just 2 iron, the redstone, and 2 glass. So, we've got... Wow, I really did freaking... Wow, I am amazed that I planned that out just right. Okay. So, let's take these 2 iron... Was it like that? No, they were like this. The redstone, 2 glass. There we go. Pneumatic servo. And we also need... another machine frame. Oh, I didn't time it. Oh, I know what it was. I didn't count on the chute. Ah, oh well. Let's grab 4 of these. 2, 3, 4. That was a little bit off. Pretty close, though, wasn't I? Okay, so you need another machine frame. And then we just combine these together with the 2 pieces of glass, the bucket, the servo, 2 tin ingots, and the machine frame. Awesome. That gives us our aqueous accumulator. Now, what this thing will do is a really neat thing, machine that, as the name would suggest, it accumulates aqua, water. So, we need to put it back here in the wall. You know what? I just realized I do not have all the materials for this. I am going to have to put that on hold and show it in another episode. So, I'm just going to, for right now, manually refill these, and get my stuff smelted up, and I will be back with another episode explaining the aqueous accumulator and how to set that all up. So, I hope you did enjoy. I hope you learned something. Pretty neat mods that really has a lot of usefulness to them, especially early on with doubling your output and everything. I think it's just so important to get these up and going as soon as possible and do as little of smelting as possible until you get them, because doubling your output and with a chance of getting extra ingots of different stuff, like, my gosh, 9 pulverized freaking fair. I don't want to smelt that, actually. I want to save that for reasons that will become apparent later on. Yeah, so useful, though. I really love it. So I hope you did enjoy and learn something. If so, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe for more. Till next time, this is Sukasa signing out. I hope you all have a good one.